Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David, to the Akwat that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000, the one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, so I want to do a little follow-up, and let me start by saying, Salakia, right? But I'm following up because I watched this video from the brother Adam, I believe the elder Adama from Boston, right? Awesome brother, great teacher, and this is in no way coming against the elder, okay? In no way. But when I saw this, I was like, well, what's going on? And I watched it. And the problem that I had is the Pope starts speaking, and he goes between Italian, he goes between English, and then he settles into Italian. And he starts speaking, and then they're given the translation on the bottom down here, right? In the whatever they call it, caption, whatever. But the problem I was having is I was trying to read it and keep up. But these little things right here, right? These little icons, whatever, were in the way and I couldn't read it all. So what I did, I'm like, okay, well, let me go find, let me find the original video so I can read what he's saying because um, I was married for 15, 16 years to an Italian woman who was from Switzerland. And we used to visit her family. I lived there for a while. And so I had to, it was really hard for me to understand her mom because her mom spoke no English. She only spoke Italian. And so I learned some words, right? When it was time to eat, she was, Jeff, mangiare, mangiare, are you eating, right? And this guy keeps saying eating, eating, eating over and over. And I hear it, and I'm like, it doesn't really sound correct. So I was like, something ain't right. So I went and I found the video, which I'll show in a minute, right? And this is like a spoof, right? So this is, and I could be totally wrong, but everybody should look into it, do a little search, do some research. And so I went and I found the other video, and it does appear to be a hoax. Okay, so I just want the brothers to know that. Nothing against the elder Adama. So what I did is after that, I immediately went back and I left a comment, right? But I don't see the comment. So unless I didn't hit the button, or I know I did because when the comment said, Elder, I believe that this is a joke or joke/hoax, and then I posted the link right under that, and I don't see it here. It might be on a different version. I don't know exactly how it works, but um, it's not here. Okay, so let's see. When we read the comments, right? Shalom, beloved elder, edifying exhortation. That was fucking insane. Deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom. Straight out of the horse's mouth, and we're going to skip this one. Wow, this is probably the biggest thing and that's what I thought when I said, "Oh my, the devil is telling the truth," right? Now, when we read this one, this was more along the line of what I posted. Okay, sorry to tell you this, but what was translated has nothing to do with what he was saying. Okay. I couldn't make out some of it, but clearly the people who made the video did it intentionally to put their own words on top of what he was saying. That's what's going on here. Am I a Catholic? No. Am I a Pope follower? The heck no. The truth is, lies are lies, and I need no one to tell me or to try to teach me that. Okay, so whatever, but what he's saying, the translation is not. It's not right. Somebody went in and when they, what is it, the translation. With the translation, they put in there what the actual truth is, right? And not what the Pope was actually saying. So the translation is wrong. We know that the translation is accurate as far as what's actually going on. But did the Pope come out and confess? No, he didn't. He didn't say anything like that. Okay. But when we see it, right, and we think that it's him talking, we're like this, oh my good, this is the biggest thing, the most shocking thing, right? But okay, so we have that, right? And again, I couldn't, make out everything that was being said because this stuff here was in the way. So I went back, right? And, I'll bring out a couple of precepts here in a second, but let's see. What did we do? We did, it was yesterday. So it's this. Here's the video that I found. Now the first thing, okay, the first thing that comes out is it's 4 years ago. And I believe the elder, Adama, was of the notion that it was within a few days. I think that's what he actually said. Okay. So I could go into, see, there's these icons aren't here, so you can read, you can understand and get all of the words in there, right? Okay, so let's read some of these comments. 450. The second comment says, the translation isn't even close. All he speaks about is loving God and loving each other. He actually rambles on and on about it and gives examples such as Joseph's brother going into Egypt looking for food, right? With their money. Talk about eating, right? They could not eat. There it is. Mangiare, mangiare. He keeps saying mangiare, mangiare. And I know, when my mother-in-law, there were certain words, because I understood her. After years, I understood what she was saying, even though, I can understand a few words in Italian, enough to, to understand. So they could not eat their money, were searching for food, but found their brother and joy also. He talks about how simple the points are to love each other. It is simple in simple language. He says we are all sinners, which makes this love difficult. Okay, so let's see, what is this? I know Spanish and some words are pretty similar. That's true. And I was thinking the words weren't making sense with what he was saying. See, this is the same thing that I got. Okay, and you can tell that it's a joke because right here, okay, that last bit, right? This guy's from England. That last bit was the best. Okay, so how do we know that this is a joke? Let's go to the end here. Okay, so what they're doing is he's acting like they're playing this in a church, this clip to the whole congregation. Now let's see what they do at the end of this clip, right? It's time to wake up, thank you. That's supposedly what he's saying. And then in the church, the pastor, he stops the film projector, he walks up to the pulpit, and then he starts speaking. Let's see what he says.
Un abbraccio. Grazie.
Now watch. This is the last part of the joke. See, this is a joke. Pope confession speaker. He goes up and he addresses the congregation. Now listen to what he says. Now what he's doing what they call speaking in tongues, which he's actually that's a demonic whatever they're doing. But this is what in the caption they're saying that he said. This is a translation of him speaking in tongues. Nobody knows what this guy is saying. Oh, we can get that. We can get that. Speaking in tongues. Because that's what this is. So after this whole thing with the Pope, right? They started here. They let him say all of that. But the key is what's being said in the captions. Okay? So speaking in tongues has no translation. Okay? I can't believe he just exposed us That fool. Don't listen to a word he said. That's what they're saying this pastor is saying. Okay? And it's a joke and it's funny. This is that last little bit was the best. Okay? He claims he is God and you should worship him. So make sure you do. Just ignore the other stuff. He's not saying that. It's what the caption, this is what the translation is saying, but it has nothing to do with this gibberish. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. Sure, we might be daughters of prostitutes, but still, you don't need to be told such truths of heaven. They're making fun of the pastor. He is not speaking a language. That's gibberish. He's making that shit up on the spot. And then the whole congregation starts doing the same thing, mumbling, uttering nonsense that can't be translated. So the translation is not real. See, now they're doing the same thing. What they call speaking. Okay, so, dear brothers and sisters, excuse me because I speak it. See, he's playing, whoever did this joke is playing on the fact that he says a couple of words in Italian, he says a couple of words in English, right? So he he put the translation up. It's very cleverly done, very. But if you understand any of the languages, you could tell right away that that's not the translation.
Dear brothers and sisters.
That's English.
Excuse me, because I speak in Italian.
So what he's saying is, excuse my English, because my first language is Italian. That's what he's saying.
But I am not speaking English. But I will speak no Italian, no English, but carefully.
And now he goes to Italian.
È una lingua più semplice e più autentica. E questa lingua del cuore ha un linguaggio e una grammatica speciale.
Okay, so then he goes into the Italian, but you got to understand that this is not what he's saying. Okay, and I just wanted to bring that out. Now I'm gonna get one precept. What was it? Interpreter. Let's see. I'm not quite sure where it is. Tongues. Let's see, that wasn't it. Slovakia. Missed it. Speaking. Dang. Slovakia. T-O-N-G. Unless someone interprets it. 1 Corinthians 14 and 5. Let's examine this. I would tell a Slovakia. And this goes to what they call speaking in tongues in the Baptist. 5. I would that ye all spake with tongues, but rather that ye prophesied, for greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues, except he interpret, that the church may receive edifying. Okay, so if we go back here, and we go here, right, what are they doing? They're playing a game. This is, you know what, you can't fake the truth. You can't. And guess what? The elect, they can see right through you, which is the point, all right? Um, I'm of the hopeful elect, but I saw right away that um, that was a hoax. All right, so let's read this in the NLT. 1 Corinthians 14 and 5 in the NLT. I wish you could all speak in tongues, but even more, I wish you could all prophesy, for prophecy is greater than speaking in tongues, unless someone interprets what you are saying so that the whole church will be strengthened. So somebody has to be able to interpret what you are saying, okay? And this person, unless someone interprets it, unless he interprets it, should interpret. So what does it mean? Here's the interpretation, okay? Now, what they're saying cannot be interpreted. So this is not the interpretation. This is somebody being funny, okay? Knowing that that this speaking in tongues is a joke, okay? They're not saying it can't be interpreted. So here's the punchline right here. Okay, so if you listen to the whole thing is exactly what it is right here. It's a joke. Okay, so I just wanted to say that, let me get Sirach 5. And again, this is no disrespect. This is just, edification and just a land back, if you will. This is Sirach 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. All right, so with all due respect to the Boston brothers, right, and the elders, the apostles, the bishops, right, um, we hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and sisters, with that shalom.